So we were very excited about the opportunity to attend a tour de Nerdfighter gathering in Knoxville. Not too excited about how far away it was going to be, 4 hours of driving, but it was a beautiful day.
Look at these amazing fall leaves. We're a little past peak, but gorgeous. And what a beautiful day for a road trip.
We passed the time by listening to the Paper Towns playlist, very good music. And we listened to an Artemis Fowl book on CD, which Ellie is really into right now. And we listened to a Pottercast. So that helped us, and we talked a little bit. Yeah. So it didn't take too long before we were at our hotel.
Okay, we made it to the Best Western. Ellie was an excellent navigator.
As we approached our hotel, we realized there was a Waffle House right next door, which was very relevant since we had been reading Let It Snow. If you haven't read that yet, get it.
It's like in the front yard of our hotel is a Waffle House where we will be having breakfast tomorrow.
Before too long, we were driving in the streets of downtown Knoxville, found a parking spot, and then making our way to the East Tennessee History Center. Very excited.
Why are you making funny noises, Ellie? What are you excited about?
Is that a walrus?
The walrus question was related to some graffiti on a building, and it looked like a walrus or maybe a cat, so that was what distracted Ellie. We made our way down the street, we got to the gathering, we found some good seats, we said hello to the Katherine, bought our CD, and talked to some folks, and then finally Hank and John came out. I'm not going to show all the footage that we took of the gathering because that would make a really, really long video. I did include it in parts 1, 2, and 3 videos that you can also find on YouTube and on the Ning. But I will show you just little bits. Hank played some songs. He played Book 8.
I really do think there's an unwritten story, and I think it's time to put fingers to keys.
Then Hank played another song about paper towns and the shopping list. I think that one's called Margot Roth Spiegelman, and here it is. A little teaser.
She told about the Vaseline. Very specifically, there's a baby size, a mommy size, and a big fat daddy. The daddy is the one I need. I don't know why I need it, but you don't argue with Margot Roth Spiegelman. I agree. 3 whole catfish wrapped separately, a 6-pack Mountain Dew tissues and some beef, a dozen tulips, a bottle of water, a can of blue spray paint, a giant tub of Vaseline.
Excited about holding his note longer than Hank, so that was pretty funny. And then John went on to read some of Paper Towns. It was the part that related to that song where Q was going to shop for all those strange items.
This is pretty early on in their evening together. The thing about Margot Roth Spiegelman is that really all I could ever do was let her talk, and then when she stopped talking, encourage her to go on, due to the fact that 1, I was incontestably in love with her, and 2, she was absolutely unprecedented in every way, and 3, she never really asked me any questions, so the only way to avoid silence was to keep her talking.
So after reading some of Paper Towns, John of course talked about it, and unfortunately I didn't get very much of that recorded because I filled up my memory card. So here's a little snippet of it.
But I was thinking about something in the car ride today in the context of this part of the book. The first thing I want to say about it is this. I say too much. I was listening to myself yesterday and I say way too much. I got to work on that. Stop myself, please. That's what he thinks. And he thinks before that, when she's talking about the fact that there is no such thing as the future and that the future is a construction that we've made up because we live for so long now, he thinks that she's just rambling.
And then, because I had not eaten much dinner before the Nerdfighter gathering, we went to the Waffle House actually to get a bite to eat after the Nerdfighter gathering and not for breakfast the next day like I.
Here we are at the Waffle House after the Nerdfighter event, and we are tired, and we are eating hash browns. Yay team, go Nerdfighter.